Part of training a new or young horse is working on getting that halter on him. When we first start training with the horse, we'll keep them in the round pen for our safety. Walking into a small pen like this has lots of issues. From the moment Jeremiah walks into the pen, you can see the young horse's energy go from calm to alert and ready to flee. Because of this energy shift, we don't want the hindquarters to be facing us. If Jeremiah were to walk straight up to him, it's a good way to get himself kicked. Once the colt's facing Jeremiah, the slight pressure and the halter swinging stops, and Jeremiah took a step back, giving the colt space to relax and understand that he did the right thing. The moment the colt takes his attention away, Jeremiah will add pressure back until he focuses on him again. As long as the colt is engaged with us, the pressure will remain off. Here, the colt will lower his head as he looks away, meaning he's not worried about Jeremiah's presence. We want to take advantage of this state of mind and attempt to approach. Because the colt's hip is still angled inward, for safety and respect, we want to push that hip a little bit. Timing is everything. You can see Jeremiah step back as the colt turns away from the fence, allowing room for him to take a couple steps. Here you can see Jeremiah adopt a passive body language with his weight on one hip and his eyes lowered, which helps the colt's curiosity, and you'll see him take another step as well as licking and chewing. Because we retreated each time this horse faced us, we built on his confidence and trust in us. You'll notice him drop his head here in a minute. When he drops his head like that while focusing on you in a relaxed state of mind, you can take it as kind of an invitation to come further into their space. Instead of walking straight to this colt's head, we want to come to his shoulder though. It's much safer and far less intimidating to the horse. You'll also notice it kind of engages this horse's curiosity. If you notice here, both the horse and Jeremiah have nearly the same body language. They're both sideways to each other, with head lowered and weight slightly off one hip. Jeremiah will offer his hand out to the colt here. As you can see, the horse wants to sniff his hand, but is still pretty wary. As long as he's interested and curious in us, we're just going to sit here and let him think on it. We'll offer that hand back and let him sniff it and see if he's willing to engage with us. Like right there. We try to retreat first. It helps build on the natural curiosity of the horse. As Jeremiah kind of steps into position, the colt gets a little worried. So Jeremiah is going to ask him to come right back to where he was, kind of disengage that hip a little bit. This is a body language movement that he's been teaching this horse in previous lessons. Right here is the actual moment where you can see the horse accept Jeremiah as leader and agrees to share his space. Jeremiah can now scratch around the face and the neck before placing the lead rope around him. Anytime we introduce something new to the horse, we try to just introduce it as an extended part of us. Now that we have the rope around the neck, we can kind of control where this horse is going to move his feet should he choose to take off. However, it still allows him the capability to flee without feeling like he's tied down. Even though this horse has had the halter on before, he's still a little uncomfortable with it. So Jeremiah will touch all the places the halter will go before placing it on him. It might look like Jeremiah is being real timid, but in reality, he's just presenting everything in a calm and rhythmical way. Just like with introducing the rope, I want this horse to understand the halter is just an extended part of me. Don't ever underestimate that going back to the things that the horse is comfortable with, like a quick scratch on the neck. These really help reassure them when they're getting worried. Because we've already taken the time to scratch around his ears, putting that halter rope behind them shouldn't be an issue. You can see this colt's curiosity coming back, which is a reassurance that we've done well in building his confidence about this process. Because Jeremiah took the time to gain the horse's trust and respect before haltering, the colt actually just wants to follow or join up with him, even when going through the gate. The gate is a small space and can be pretty scary, so as Jeremiah wants to stay in a safe place and let the colt navigate it himself with just a little bit of encouragement. Even though this gate kind of comes back and touches him, which is a little scary, Jeremiah's confidence and calm demeanor helps him not overreact. We'll rejoin up with him, not an issue, and reintroduce the gate when he's a little bit more confident with moving forward. A good way to get the horse moving forward is to disengage the hip, which Jeremiah does on both sides, before reintroducing that gate, with a lot more success this time. This young colt is coming along very nicely.